want to talk about fat loss. So when it comes to fat loss, and I've said this before, is that the most important things is total calories and your protein quality. Those are the two things that you really want to focus on. Everything else doesn't really matter too much. With that being said, it doesn't, it doesn't really matter too much, but it does matter too much. Meaning that, like, you can do a lot of different things and lose weight as long as those two things are in check. But what you do with the rest of, say, your calories of food you eat really determines if you can be consistent enough so that you can do it long enough to see results. So a lot of people can do this like during the week, but then the weekend they splurge too much. So you want to fill the rest of your diet after the protein with things that allow you to maintain that caloric limit, and that allows you to get protein in. So if that's doing, and this is why the other diets work really well. Some of the like restricted diets, they work very well because people don't have to count calories, because it's easy to stay under a caloric limit when you're cutting whole food groups out. So, and this might take some experiment, but start to think of like what makes it the easiest for you to do that. So for some people, like maybe a more high carbohydrate diet will work. Or for some people that means eating 6 times a day will work. For some people that might mean like intermediate fasting helps them do that. For some people, doing more high fat diets. And this is all. This is where it doesn't really matter as long as what you're doing allows you to hit your caloric goals and hit your protein goals, and you can do it long term on a consistent basis for like a month, 2 months, 3 months, so that you can actually see some results. It's going to work. So even if you fail like a bunch of diets, think of times you were successful. Like, what do you think allowed you to be successful? And then hit your calories and your protein, and then just kind of like create this almost diet around what allows you to be consistent. And a lot of it has to do with foods that you enjoy eating, that's not going to put you over your calorie limit, and also foods that probably fill you up and keep you satisfied for longer. So if you eat a meal and you're starving like an hour later, it's probably not going to be very sustainable and allow you to hit your calories and your protein. So again, it could be a lot of different things. Some people, that's a more high carbohydrate diet. Other people might be a more high fat diet. Other people might be eating more frequently, might help them out. Other people might do better with like 3 meals a day. But just kind of think about that, because if you get those two things done on a consistent basis and you really do it consistently for say 30, 60 days, and you're doing it like 90% of the time, you are going to drop body fat.